I'll go over a quick technique, very easy one, using a free plugin that kind of helps you kind of check your mix. So we're going to want to download Ozone Imager 2. This is a free plugin from iZotope. This is a really cool plugin to have if you don't have a stereo spreader or a plugin that allows you to exaggerate the stereo effect of a source or do the opposite. This is a great plugin to have. And what we're going to do is first we're going to listen to my mix, how it is as is. Doesn't sound too bad. Everything's pretty audible, but I want to check it. I did do something to it, so it's not perfect. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this with knob, go all the way down here, and now it's mono. And our guitar kind of disappeared. If we go back, like you can hear it, but it's super buried back there. And if we go to different spots in the song, you can kind of hear it here. And this chorus, it's just getting overpowered by everything. Now, something to note, when we're doing something like this, when we're checking our tracks in mono, the mono sources are going to be the most prominent because they're mono. So your vocals are almost always going to sound a little bit louder. Your snare and kick, those are always going to be a little bit louder. That's just how stuff is going to sound in mono. But nothing should be disappearing in mono. The important stuff, maybe some like very basic lightweight, ear candy or synthesizers that are just there for layering, that are, stereo. But really everything should be cutting through pretty decently when things are in mono. What's nice is if stuff is disappearing in mono, then you have a problem. So if your mix didn't sound right, popping in mono, when stuff is disappearing, you kind of like realize, oh, so that's the issue. So in this case, the guitars, they're really not loud enough. There's no phase issues. That's something that you can also pick up. Sometimes you could pick up on phase issues, and you could use a different plugin to kind of see the phase issues. But for, just going by ear, sometimes popping things in mono can, help you realize that something might be out of phase, especially if you start cranking up the volume and it's not doing a whole lot. But with the guitars, we're going to go back. We're going to turn them up. Nice and prominent. We can hear them now. So we're going to turn off the Ozone Imager 2. A little too loud, so we'll dial it back a little bit. That sounds better. We'll pop on the Ozone Imager 2. Now, just on this section, the guitars are going to kind of blend in a little bit more with everything else, but we can still hear it. You can still hear it pretty well. Guitars are still coming through here. If we mute it, we can tell something's missing. Before, when we muted the guitars, you can hear a big shift. We bring them back in. They're there. And they're going to be a little bit fainter in mono. That's just how it is. Again, like I said, the mono source is like the bass guitar, especially if there's mid-range. Your bass, if you keep it a little bit more prominent in your mix, that's going to be a little bit more overpowering in mono. We're not looking for a perfect mix in mono, though, but we're looking to use mono to kind of see what issues we can address. The little tiny things in the background that you really want to make sure are heard no matter what speaker source, they disappear in mono. Try and crank them up a little bit, see if it still sounds good in stereo. Again, this kind of gives you this different perspective that can help you troubleshoot your issues. Listening to stuff in mono, pretty cool trick. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I do this all the time. There's other things that you should do as well. Give yourself a break. If you've lost perspective on the track, give yourself a break, go for a walk, maybe give yourself a break from the song for a day or two. If that's not really helping on top of this, hopefully you know somebody else who does, mixing, send it their way. See what they think, get some perspective, just ask them, hey, how's this mix sound? If they don't have any issues with it and you trust them, it's probably good as is. Questions, comments, leave them down below as always, please. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.